What a great pleasure it is to welcome Vodacom Business to the My Broadband Cloud Conference 2021 and Sasidhar Parvathaneni, who is the Executive Head of the Department at AWS Cloud Services at Vodacom Business. Sasi joins us this year, and of course, you know, Vodacom, no stranger to the cloud business, if you didn't know that already, but you know, Vodacom's been making some massive strides and ripples in the cloud market, and I'm really looking forward to chatting to you, Sasi. Firstly, welcome to you, and do tell us about Vodacom's cloud strategy as a consumer and as a cloud service provider.
Keith, thanks. It's a pleasure being here, and thanks for the warm welcome. And you rightly pointed out that we are no stranger to the cloud services business. And now you did mention about that, but I would like to set a brief context before I answer the question of what Vodacom's cloud strategy is. The first thing that comes to everyone's mind when they hear the name Vodacom is that we are a mobile communications company. However, our business customers have known for a long time that we provide a lot more than what a traditional telco does. So we've been operating in our own data centers from a long time. We've been running carrier-neutral Tier 4 data centers that offer co-location and hosting services to our customers for more than 13 years now. We have 8 data centers, which is called our own Vodacom Enterprise Cloud, that covers the length and breadth of South African market. Our primary strategy over the last few years has been to evolve into a techco, a technology company from being a telco. One of the key foundational pillars to achieve this is digital transformation. And naturally, having a strong cloud strategy becomes an integral part of digital transformation. And we embarked the journey of the cloud more than 5 years ago now. We have a multi-cloud strategy. So to answer your question in one phrase, Vodacom's strategy is a multi-cloud strategy, both to run operations internally at Vodacom and also to serve our customers as a multi-cloud service provider. While we continue to serve our customers through our own enterprise cloud, we have established strategic partnerships with the market-leading hyperscalers. Let it be AWS, Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, and Huawei Cloud. And it is a known fact that these cloud hyperscalers have grown exponentially in the last few years and have become common solutions given the value they offer organizations. While these public cloud platforms are available for anyone to consume, the key to successful cloud adoption lies in the experience required to customize and use these platforms in an optimum way. So, however, that is not available in abundance. So it is the experience that matters. So with the experience Vodacom has in operating with multi-cloud environments for years, we have developed the necessary professional skills and managed services skills to help our customers accelerate their digital transformation journeys. So developing cloud professional skills is not an overnight task. A person with any cloud skills is expected to have a deeper understanding of legacy infrastructure and virtualization technologies before they can call themselves a cloud professional. And it is very important for them to understand the evolution of these technologies. Otherwise, migrating legacy applications to the cloud will never become a reality. So with the experience Vodacom has in data center operations, we do have professionals who have the experience in that which is legacy, and the same professionals have been trained for over a period of 3 years now on different cloud technologies. So we now have 300 plus AWS professional certifications, AWS certified professionals, which includes 25 plus professional certifications on AWS. We have 200 plus Microsoft certified professionals. We have trained 100 plus professionals on Huawei technologies. We have roughly 15 plus SAP certified professionals and 40 plus security professionals. Now, all this put together becomes our cloud strategy. Now, if you do not have the right skills, your cloud strategy can fall apart. And to summarize, Vodacom Business is a multi-cloud service provider, and not to forget our strong network capabilities. Now, having a complex, flexible network has never been so important when it comes to the evolution of cloud services today. So while cloud is very important, network also is very important. So we play a pivotal role in terms of managing both the network and managing cloud environments for our customers. So we have developed the necessary skills in-house to accelerate our customers' cloud journey. So that in a nutshell has been our strategy. Thank you.
That is very, very impressive, Sasi. When you look at that multi-pronged approach, that's you're offering quite a bit over there. You've got that experience, you've got the backup, and it really you're geared up and you're already producing some amazing results in the cloud space. Now, as a cloud service provider, what are those main business outcomes organizations are trying to achieve with the cloud adoption? And I'm sure the last 18 months has been very interesting for you at Vodacom.
Absolutely. Now, it definitely has been very interesting because we have been cruising in our cloud adoption. We have migrated almost 1,000 plus servers into cloud environments. We as Vodacom, and we have been serving our customers as well through that experience. Now, it is a known fact to most of the organizations that cloud offers flexibility, scalability, cost effectiveness through economies of scale, better collaboration, ability to work from anywhere, especially during these uncertain times that we exist, easy access to applications, enhanced security, better performance, etc., etc. There are many things that business leadership is looking at as important aspects to move to the cloud. But with our experience, what we have seen is the business leadership has a few more important business outcomes they want to drive through successful cloud adoption. Now, with my personal experience, I see three most common ones these days. The first business outcome that businesses are looking at, including Vodacom, is business agility. Now, the ability of an organization to rapidly adapt to market and environmental changes in productive and cost-effective ways. That's what agility is all about. And cloud adoption can actually add business value by allowing organizations to rapidly develop, test, and launch software applications that drive business growth. Now, agility with cloud allows organizations to focus on other issues such as security, monitoring, and analysis, instead of provisioning and maintaining the resources. So businesses see cloud as an accelerator to reduce the time to market. So business agility is one of the serious business outcomes that is driving everyone towards cloud adoption. Now, the second one is the ability to gain insights. Now, every business has generated large amounts of data over a period of time. You can name any corporate and they have large sets of data in petabytes now, let it be structured or unstructured. Being on the cloud allows organizations to harness this data to get meaningful insights that can bring a lot of business value. Now, the talk these days is no longer about cost cutting by moving to the cloud, but how much more can we do as an organization by leveraging the latest cloud technologies like big data, data lakes, analytics, artificial intelligence, machine learning, media services, etc. Now, that is another business outcome that organizations want to drive. So cloud definitely provides a cost-effective way of harnessing your data. It brings greater operational efficiency and makes business leaders to take informed decisions through access to real-time data. That's the second thing that we see, which is basically the ability to gain insights. Obviously, the third big one that I see is innovation. Cloud is already accepted as an innovation catalyst by most of the organizations. Cloud allows democratization of AI and ML technologies. Now, these technologies are no longer restricted to a siloed group of data scientists and specialists. Now, by allowing the intelligence offered by these technologies easily accessible for those who need it, let it be developers, let it be engineers who just want to incorporate some kind of AI methodology into their application, organizations are allowing themselves to compete and innovate. Now, I think cloud offers a broader ecosystem and solution marketplace. And you are aware about the AWS marketplace, the Azure marketplace that exists. Now, these marketplaces are allowing cross collaboration between multiple partners and ISVs. for faster solution development. So that's what is called innovation. We are innovating much faster with cloud than ever before.
Gee, Sasi, that's really interesting. And of course, the cloud is really, with the innovation you just touched on, really transforming businesses. And I think that is one of the things that businesses have to do today. They've got to differentiate themselves by using the innovations and those 3 points you've just made. But when you look at virtualization, everyone is talking about virtualization. What is the future of virtualization? Where is it going, Sasi?
Absolutely. I mean, that's a great question, right? If we are speaking cloud computing today, now the foundational pillars for cloud computing was virtualization, and we have come a long way if we look into the history of computing. Right, we started with one hardware device executing one application. We then moved to using kernels to execute multiple applications on the same hardware. Then we moved into virtual machines using hypervisors. And then we moved to containerization with adoption of namespaces. We are now talking about microservices, serverless, etc. Now we have evolved with server or compute virtualizations. Now virtualization, now generally people speak about virtualizations and they think about server virtualization only, but it's not just about server virtualization anymore. Now there is storage virtualizations, which is being adopted very fast. There is network virtualization with SD-WANs and software-defined networks. There is an adoption of network virtualizations that is also happening. There's desktop virtualizations, and now the latest trend that we see is data virtualizations. And there is another trend with data processing units that's happening. I'll speak about that. I feel that's also going to be a game changer. Once it's adopted, it's I think in the hype cycle still. And if you look at the main reason for virtualization is to offload activity performed by critical resources by logically dividing the system resources between different applications. Now this is a statement that you can imply to any virtualization that's happening. Offloading something from what a particular device is doing has been the reason for virtualization. So the new trend coming in the virtualization world is data processing units. Network and storage systems are getting faster and faster. Now SSDs on SATA and now non-volatile memory host controllers is a new protocol. This is a new protocol for accessing high-speed storage media that brings many advantages compared to legacy protocols. So these new technologies and these faster network and storage systems are saturating the CPUs, creating CPU bottlenecks. Now, if you look at the networks as well, 100 gig networks are common nowadays, and CPU powers are not growing as fast as network and storage speed. So it has been established that the main CPUs are overused for non-compute tasks, like moving data for network and storage tasks. The next step of virtualization is to offload that. So there is now development of data processing units. A lot of chip manufacturers are looking into this. They already have devices that are called data processing units. This has the capability of creating something new in the evolution of virtualization. We just have to wait and see where it's going to take us.
Very interesting. Well, I mean, I love some of those terms that you use, and it certainly there is a lot of changes happening in that world of virtualization, and especially how we managing data. Now, when you look at cloud adoption, I mean, it sounds easy, but it's not that easy. I mean, is cloud adoption easy? I guess it's like brain surgery. If you know how to do it, it is easy, right? But what are the challenges of a successful cloud adoption?
That's a great question, right? Now, if you look at organizations, there are many organizations that are yet to take that cloud journey, and one of the main factors that keep them away from taking that baby step towards cloud is the fear of failure. Now, is cloud adoption easy? I would say it's not very easy, but it is not impossible either. Now, cloud adoption has its own barriers, both from business side of things and technology side of things. Now, let's look at a few barriers from a business side of things. Now, things like existing investments. Our CIO is worried about the hardware that he brought recently for the organization, and it's not end of life yet. Now, but that new hardware that was purchased, let's say 1 year ago or 2 years ago, is stopping them to innovate. And there is a mandate for them to move to the newer technologies that's on the cloud. Now, this is one of the barriers, one of the common barriers that you see. Is it worth to decommission them, the existing legacy infrastructure, and move to the cloud? And the existing investments and convincing the stakeholders is very difficult. And the second barrier that we see is skeptical stakeholders. Now, who feel they are safe and secure only if they are able to hug their tins in their own data centers. Now, that's another barrier from a business perspective. And the upfront expenses, the migration costs. Now, when you're migrating anything from an existing environment to any targeted new environment, there are double costs. Now, you will be running your infrastructure, you'll be running your applications on both the infrastructures simultaneously for a period of, let's say, 6 months or 3 months or whatever it is based on the workload that you have. Now, that expenses is also something for the CFO to manage. And who's going to offload this? Is the return of investment of moving to the cloud going to offset the costs of these migration costs? So these are a few business barriers that people talk about. Now, coming to the technical barriers. Now, the solutions architects, the head of infrastructures, they're worried about how do we move applications that have a lot of interdependencies. Now, is it easy to move applications that have, let's say, 10 interdependencies that are talking to 10 different systems? Now, you'll have to manage the routing of data between these 10 systems differently. Is it easy to completely move away from what we are used to and deploy something new on the cloud? Now, those are the questions that solutions architects have. And the concerns of downtime during migration. And how much downtime can we accept when you're doing that migration? And the legacy applications that are not cloud ready yet. Now, trust me, there are organizations that are still using applications that have been built for them probably 10 or 15 years back.
Yes.
And they still have that applications, and they need to offload that to innovate. And for you to be able to do all of this, the most important factor is the lack of cloud expertise. Now, when you're speaking about cloud and when you're speaking about resources migrating and architecting your applications on the cloud, now you need someone who understands the legacy infrastructure and applications really well. And you also need someone who has the experience of deploying applications into the cloud environments easily and effortlessly. Now, yes. The lack of cloud expertise is one of the technical barriers that is seen. So I would say successful cloud adoption is not impossible, but it is complicated. So there are a lot of Lego blocks that you need to put together to make a complete sense of your strategy towards cloud. Okay. Now, Vodacom, for example, we have built what is called the Vodacom Cloud Acceleration Suite. Now, this is from our own experience of migrating multiple workloads onto the cloud. Now, we have developed the methodologies and processes through the experience of going it through ourselves. We have developed something that can accelerate any cloud adoption. Now, any business can reach out to us and we can help them not go through the same pain points that we went through. Walking the journey with you is very important to make sure you do not face the challenges which will take you back.
Absolutely. Now, when you talk about the trends and what's coming next, what is next in terms of new technologies on the cloud? And I'm sure this is a place that's evolving really quickly, isn't it?
At an exponential pace, right? So it has been concluded that cloud is not a destination but a journey. So there are new technologies that are emerging on a regular basis. All the hyperscalers are announcing tens of new products and services powered by new technologies every year. And you see that AWS reInvent, at Microsoft Inspire. And according to me, the one new technology that's relevant to us as a telco emerging to become a techco, which is about to emerge and has the potential to change the ways of working completely, is multi-access edge computing, where milliseconds matter for organizations. This technology is truly game-changing. Now, edge computing brings the best of both worlds, combining the agility of the public cloud with the high responsiveness of an on-prem environment. Now, it reduces network congestion and speeds up application performance, bringing high definition graphics, virtual reality, gaming, and more to mobile and IoT devices. Now, there is a lot for organizations to take advantage of with this new technology that's emerging. It allows organizations to take decision making in milliseconds, optimal performance. It is much more secure because you're combining a public cloud network with a telco network. You're looking at smart ways of working, and you can obviously innovate faster. Now, at Vodafone, our parent company, we have collaborated with AWS to bring distributed MEC, multi-access edge computing, closer to our customers. And we are also working in partnership with Microsoft to combine our 5G and mobile private networks with Azure private edge zones. So I think the next thing in cloud computing is going to be edge computing. And we are moving very swiftly in bringing these technologies of dedicated edge and distributed edge to African markets in very near future.
Very interesting. Absolutely. Edge computing, you're hearing that being mentioned over and over again, certainly where the world is going with cloud technologies. But when you look at the role of the cloud in a data-centric world, I mean, you touched on data and the importance of data. It's all about data. Talk to us about that.
Sure. You know how exponentially the data is growing right now. Every organization is producing huge amounts of data. Now, the moment you start browsing your mobile, I think probably 10 or 20 companies are collecting data points every second. So cloud provides the ability to orchestrate any organization's data strategy from one centralized platform, which has all the necessary tool set to perform data ingestion, data movement, data storage, let it be data lakes, data warehouses, analytics, data visualization, machine learning, artificial intelligence, etc. So cloud is seen as the fastest way to get insights from all your data to all your users. Now, it gives you the ability to store data at any scale. So now, let's say you're producing data at a pace of 10 petabytes every year. Now, as a CIO, you'll have to start worrying about putting more storage units in your data center. Now, when it comes to cloud, the ability to store data at any scale is a given. Now, also having unified data access, security, and governance plays a pivotal role in these times where there is GDPR, there is POPI. Now, you'll have to make sure data governance is taken care of. And integrating this data, augmenting it with machine learning models and making sure you gain the insights is also very relevant, right? And you can only do that if you host the data on the cloud. And ability to reinvent the businesses with data insights is also very important.
Right.
Now, adopting the readily available machine learning models is another key factor that you can accomplish only when your data is on the cloud. And automating most of the day-to-day tasks, let it be batch management that happens every day, at a very cost-effective manner, can only be accomplished on the cloud. So if you have a strong data strategy as an organization, it is very important that you execute that data strategy on the cloud, because it accelerates to achieve your business outcomes much faster.
Right, right. And of course, you've got to look at data. I mean, data is at the forefront of every company today. How you manage your data, how you make sense of that data, etc. And boy, oh boy, are we producing a lot of data, as you mentioned. With multi-cloud, hybrid cloud, and private clouds, what is the role of cloud management tools for the future? Because it is getting a little bit complicated, isn't it?
It is definitely. That's a very great question because now the strategy started with cloud. Then we said public cloud. It's cost effective because of economies of scale. But then we stumbled upon the data privacy and data sovereignty, and then the importance of private cloud having the same set of platforms available for you in your own data center through private cloud offerings of these hyperscalers became important. And then we started talking about hybrid cloud and designing applications to be able to operate both in public and private clouds. So cloud is evolving, and you have a lot of software as a service solutions that are available. Now, according to me, cloud management is not just about managing the assets on your cloud environments anymore. Effective cloud management speaks to optimization of two things. One is cost, the other is performance. And managing them when you have your applications deployed in multi-cloud environments or hybrid cloud environments is complex for sure. And it is going to create more and more problems for managed services players, because you'll have to train your engineers to be able to operate in public cloud environments as well as private cloud environments as well as multiple cloud environments.
Right,
so it is also
right.
important to make sure that there is continuous modernization methodology incorporated into the strategy. So the cloud management tools, there are a lot of tools that are evolving in the market. There are cloud native cloud management tools that are available from each of the hyperscaler. But making sure we optimize the application architectures to use the latest technologies is also very important while you manage the multi-cloud environments. And the key for successful cloud management, I think, or an effective cloud management is to automate wherever possible. And the latest DevOps methodologies that exist can help you do that. And that's very important. And we work with a lot of cloud management tools providers. For example, we have a very good relation with VMware, which is very busy developing a lot of multi-cloud management tools. We work already with the Cloud Health tool that they own. And there are multiple technology giants that are working on different cloud management tools.
Yeah.
I think we are evolving to a stage where we will be able to effectively manage cloud both from cost as well as performance perspective from one centralized tool, but that's not yet a reality, but we are getting there.
And according to you, what's effective cloud management in a multi-cloud, hybrid cloud world? In your eyes, Sasi?
So the important aspect, as I said, is basically continuous modernization. Now, making sure you have automation in place and you have robust methodologies. Now, if you look at the traditional way of managing IT environments, that's not going to be sufficient enough for you to be able to manage cloud environments. That's not going to be effective. So developing a cloud-oriented managed services portfolio within your organizations is very important for effective cloud management. Now, it should cover service operations management. It should cover management tools. It should train continuously the resources who manage these cloud environments for you on a regular basis. I think if you're able to do these three things properly, that would definitely provide that effective cloud management. And we also have developed at Vodacom a managed services portfolio, which actually speaks specifically to addressing the effective cloud management.
Fantastic. Well, I mean, you really have to take an open-ended approach when whichever journey you're going through to the cloud. And it sounds like Vodacom have the resources and the expertise to help any of your customers on that particular journey. It's not easy. It is complex, but there are different facets that one has to continue to look at and reevaluate at all time. Sasidhar Parvathaneni, the executive head of the department at AWS Cloud Services at Vodacom Business, we thank you for joining us at this year's My Broadband Cloud Conference. It's been fantastic having Vodacom Business with us. Thank you for your insights, Sasi.
Thank you very much, Aki. It was a pleasure being here.